Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Netshook Arts. Today's topic, beer review. Let's get to it. A brewer that I've been out to the brewery itself to visit brings us Aventura beer. This comes from Hangar 24. Support your local brewers. As always, Hangar 24 is out in Redlands, California. SoCal down here. It's not exactly close to me, but close enough to take a nice drive out there and visit. I love the setup of Hangar 24, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that once we pop this. Let's get to what is happening with Aventura. This is their version, Hangar 24's version of a Mexican-style lager. Okay, many of you are familiar with lagers. Budweiser is a lager, and it's those lighter kind of beers that are a little bit higher. Some folks would say taste more like water. At least some of the folks who only want to drink heavy beers. But every now and then, one likes a good lager. Myself, I prefer Japanese lagers. But that's a different tale for another story. A different story for another time. Anyway, this is their take on a Mexican-style lager, much like Corona or Dos Equis, those kind of things. Now, what a lot of people do with those beers is they will add salt and lime to it, at least the Mexican style ones. And so what Hangar 24 has done is given us a Mexican style lager brewed with salt and whole fresh limes. And so they've already done the prep work for us, and they're declaring that this is specially flavored and ready to go with adequate salt and lime. Let's see how this tastes. Now, I am the kind of drinker that every now and then I do like a lager. I don't want big heavy bombers every time I drink beer. So let's see how this tastes. You can see it's light colored, and I'm not sure if you can see the bubbles. They're activated. The bubbles are rising. It's got a light head on it. It's got different shaped bubbles, which is a good sign for a foam. And let's have a taste. A big healthy drink there for a warm day out here in LA. I must say, I'm not ordinarily a fan of the lagers, as I was saying earlier, but every now and then I do like them. And I'll tell you what, when that every now and then comes around, I'm going to be choosing this Aventura. This is a nice, smooth, crisp, light, flavored, and light tasting, and also sits light on the tummy kind of a beer. This is a very nice beer. It's not heavy on the lime. I don't taste like somebody's freshly squeezed the lime on top and I'm getting a lot of citrus. I don't taste that. But I do taste an overall smoothness. A slight saltiness is happening in the rear of the mouth. And it's really just, like I said, a crisp flavor. A crisp, bright flavor, if that's possible, a brightly flavored type of a beer. This is enjoyable. Let me tell you what. And because it's a lager, because it's not very heavy, what's the ABV on this? 4.6. All right, so it's not a high alcohol, which is, preferable on a hot day. If you're going to drink a few of these, you don't want to be pounding the big heavy beers, right? They just don't sit so well on a hot day. But if you're working outside in the yard or you're just standing there with the hose and you're watering the yard, this is a good one for a warm day. Let's talk about aftertaste real quick. Such a pleasure that, I'm already, taking a few drinks, more than a few drinks, because this is a very pleasurable lager to drink. And it just makes you want to just have another drink. It's so the aftertaste is a very, very minimal, and it's gone pretty quickly. But I will say that the aftertaste is of your standard lager. Typical, if you're familiar with Bud, and who isn't, or if you're familiar with Corona and those types, they all kind of have that similar kind of a lager aftertaste, and it's gone quickly, but you're drinking that type of a beer, and that's what this one gives you. It's no different, and I'm here nor there. I'm not negative or positive about it. It's just that typical aftertaste of a lager. So most of the unique work that Hangar 24 has done with this beer is in the upfront taste and in the work that they've done where they say it's coming pre-brewed with salt and pre-brewed with fresh limes. And they have done it well. Again, it's not heavy on those flavors. They're very subtle. But, in a sense, that's what I want. If I'm looking for more lime, man, I'll slice one and I'll put it on top. And sometimes I want that heavy lime flavor. But this will work right out of the can. And so, therefore, I don't have to, run off and find a salt and so on. If you're that kind of guy that likes that kind of treatment on your kind of beer, this, straight out of the can, Aventura, Hangar 24 has done the heavy brewing for you. And it's coming pre-set up and pre-made and ready to drink. Nice work, Hangar 24. Oh, really quickly before I go, I was going to mention, I've been out to the Hangar 24 Brewery, and it's pretty nice. It's open air. They have an open air front facing. And so you walk in through huge open factory style doors, and they have an open air patio. They don't do food, but you can bring food in, which is, typical of a lot of breweries. And the cool thing about Hangar 24, where do they get their name from? They sit directly across the road from an airport, small airport. I don't know, maybe it's Redlands Airport. I have no idea, but it's a small airport. Sit out there, have an Aventura or two, and watch the little planes come in and go out. It's a pleasant way to spend an afternoon. All right, so from Hangar 24, last time, Aventura recommended, if you're going to drink a lager, you can't go wrong choosing Aventura. Thanks for watching Nechukart's Beer Review. I'll see you next time.